आज हम लोग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग के टॉप 25 इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर्स देखेंगे। तो इस ये बार बार पूछा जाता है, ये कोई भी इंटरव्यू मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स के लिए पूछा जाता है बार बार। 25 क्वेश्चन। पहला ऐसे, व्हाट इज मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग? मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग इज द ब्रांच ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग विच डील विथ द डिजाइनिंग, कंस्ट्रक्टिंग, maintaining and manufacturing in various mechanical systems. Next step, what is difference between machine and engine? Machine and engine. Engine convert heat energy to mechanical energy, but machine convert all form of energy to mechanical energy except heat energy. Third, what is pump? What is a turbine? What is difference between the turbine and the pump? Pump is a device which transfer mechanical energy to the fluid. The turbine does the opposite. It transfers the flow energy of fluid to the mechanical energy. Fourth, what are turbo machines? Turbo machines are devices which transfer energy or from the fluid by dynamic action or rotating blades. Fifth, what is the difference between the centrifugal pump and the positive displacement pump? In a centrifugal pump, the flow rate changes with the head, but in positive displacement pump, the flow rate remains the same. Sixth, what is difference between heat engine and heat pump? Heat engine produces work and transfer energy from high temperature to low temperature source medium. In heat pump, external work is needed to transfer energy from low to high temperature medium. Seventh, what is difference between an impulse turbine and a reaction turbine? In impulse turbine, all the pressure energy is converted to kinetic energy, but in reaction turbine, a part of the pressure energy is converted to kinetic energy and the rest remain as pressure energy. Eighth, what is gear ratio? It is the ratio of the number of revolution of the pinion gear to one revolution of the idler gear. Ninth, what is the difference between a machine and a mechanism? A mechanism consists of links forming a concentrated kinematic chain. Its function is basically to transmit or modify motion. A machine is a mechanism, but here we are concerned with force to be transmitted and it is used to modify mechanical work. Tenth, on what factor the efficiency of pump depend? Efficiency of pump depends on the size, speed and proportions of the impeller and casing. On what are the losses in centrifugal pump? The losses in a centrifugal pump are friction losses due to the eddies in flow, leakage, friction loss due to the rotation of impeller in the chamber of water, gland and bearing power losses. 12th, what is difference between potential flow and the creep flow? Potential flow assumes viscous force to be zero, but same is considered larger than inertia force in creep flow. 13th, what is factor of evaporation? It is the ratio of heat change from feed water to stream and the heat of vaporization of stream at atmospheric pressure. 14th, how cavitation cause damage? How cavitation cause damage? जो cavitation कैसे cause करता है damage? In a closed system, इन अ क्लोज सिस्टम, पाइपलाइन और पंप, ये कैविटेशन होते हैं. Pump. Water evaporate rapidly in regions where the pressure drop below the vapor pressure. This phenomenon is called cavitation. The vapor bubbles formed in a cavitation usually collapse in violent manner, which may cause considerable damage to the systems. 15th. What should be done to avoid cavitation in pump? In order to avoid cavitation, the suction lift and the operating speed must be carefully chosen. 16th. What is NPSH? NPSH, net positive suction head. It is a measure of minimum pressure which is required at the suction pipe to keep the pump free from cavitation. होता है net positive suction head. 17th. What is viscosity? What is Newton law of viscosity? Viscosity is the property of the fluid which measure the resistance of the fluid in gradual deformation due to shear stress. Newton law of viscosity states that the shear stress on the fluid is proportional to the velocity of gradient. 18th. Define fluid. A fluid is a substance that can't remain at rest under the action of any shear force. 19th. Define fluid flow. Displacement of any quantity from one place to another place in a given time, or the movement of particle is called fluid flow. इसकी यूनिट होती है मीटर क्यूब पर आवर. 20th. What is turbulent flow? The movement of individual particles of a fluid are random and complex in called turbulent flow. ये जिग जैग होते हैं. देखिए डायग्राम में जो ये टर्बुलेंट फ्लो में जो फ्लूइड होता है वो जिग जैग किसी भी शेप में चला जाता है इधर उधर, तो उसे हम उस फ्लो को क्या कहते हैं? टर्बुलेंट फ्लो. व्हाट इज लेमिनार फ्लो? द मूवमेंट ऑफ इंडिविजुअल पार्टिकल्स ऑफ अ फ्लूइड आर पैरेलल टू द पाइप सरफेस इज कॉल्ड लेमिनार फ्लो. 22. डिफाइन फ्लो वर्क. Define flow work. Flow work is the amount of mechanical energy required to push or force a flowing fluid across a suction boundary. 23rd. What is creep flow? It is a flow at very low Reynolds number where viscous forces are larger than the inertia forces. 24th. What is the difference between steady and unsteady flow? In steady flow, the velocity at a given point does not change with the time, whereas in unsteady flow, it changes with time. 25th. Define surface tension. Surface tension of a fluid is the work that must be done to bring enough molecule from inside the liquid to the surface to form one new unit area of that surface. Its unit is Newton meter per meter square or Newton meter.